I'm Grace from Yugen Explore, and today I'm sitting with Shanelle from Sea Change, and we're going to talk about what she does as a marine biologist and how she helps the environment. So why did you decide to become a marine biologist?
I started pretty young, so I always was interested in wildlife and in environment. I was one of those kids that had bugs instead of Barbies, and when I was 13 my dad took me on my first scuba dive, and since then it was all about the sea pretty much.
And what do you do as a marine biologist?
What do I do personally? Marine biology is like really a varied career. For me, I'm currently doing my PhD in ecotoxicology, which is a very fancy title for someone who looks at pollution in the sea. So currently my work is looking at the effects of antidepressants in the environment. So they are compounds that we take to chill us out, but they're designed to be stable in your body. If they broke down really quickly, they wouldn't work as a drug. So they stay stable in your body, and then you pee them out. They make their way into wastewater treatment plants, and currently they are not equipped to remove any pharmaceuticals, and they make their way out into fresh water and in the sea. So because they're made to change behaviour, I am assessing whether the concentrations in the environment can change behaviour in our local wildlife.
So you might recognise her from doing the plastic free blog for us. If not, check it out on our website. So you decided to live plastic free for 6 weeks?
Yeah, I took on a 6-week plastic free challenge for an event that we were doing, our first Sea Change event, or the first one I was involved with, and I thought it would be a really good thing to promote plastic free living by doing it myself for 6 weeks. So I set myself a 6-week challenge. At the end of the 6 weeks was the event, and I gave a talk about my journey into going plastic free at the event.
What did you think was the hardest thing to give up?
Hardest thing to give up? Toothpaste. I really miss Colgate. I miss it.
And do you still use it now?
No, I don't.
No.
The guilt settles in. I have found a very good zero waste alternative. I've convinced myself it's like Colgate. It's not quite, but...
Did people understand what you were doing, and were they supportive, or did you find it difficult?
I'm very lucky in that all of my friends and family are incredibly supportive of all of my madcap ideas and endeavours. So they've been super supportive of this, and they can see that it's something that I really care about.
Yeah.
And I think this is the key for encouraging people around you to be more plastic free, is just by caring, because people care about things you care about because they care about you. Yeah. And if they can see that you're really passionate about it, it kind of has started rubbing off on all of my friends, even my nan.
Aww.
Has got herself a bamboo toothbrush. She's going to be an eco warrior. Go Nan.
That's good. Shanelle is also a part of Sea Change, and we went to the Christmas event yesterday. So that was the plastic free Christmas market. Can you tell us a bit about Sea Change?
Yeah, so Sea Change is the brainchild of a couple of scientists here. We're at the Institute of Marine Sciences in Portsmouth. We're all marine biologists, we're all passionate about the sea, we all care about the environment. Not all of us are into pollution, but we're all into sustainability. And we were just thinking, what can we do as an institute to try and raise awareness of the plastic problem? It's something that affects us all on a global scale. And so we set this up. It started with the development of a sea bin that's going to be deployed in Langstone Harbour, and we set up an event to promote the sea bin. And that was our very first event, which I helped out on but wasn't so much into the organisation. And it went so well that we thought we're going to try and do biannual events.
Yeah.
We've got lots of little pockets of people all throughout the south coast and through Hampshire that are doing great work at trying to make Portsmouth eco-friendly, but there's sort of all little pockets all over the place, and we just thought it'd be nice to try and bring everybody together in one place so that we can all share ideas and talk to each other, and then bring the public in to sort of make them aware of the problems and what everyone's doing as a solution.
Yeah, that's really good. Can you just explain what a sea bin is?
Okay, so there's lots of different types, and some are more successful than others. There's one that was deployed by Ben Ainsley at our Land Rover bar, which works very well, but it's small and needs to be emptied quite often. Basically it works on wave action and water flow. So as water flows in through the top of the bin floats at the surface because plastic floats. So you've got the bin floating at the surface, it's a column like that, and the water gets sucked through and pulled out the bottom just by wave action. It doesn't need a motor or engine, and there's a mesh net inside. So as the water goes through, it filters out all the plastics, and then you empty out the bin on a regular basis. The one we're trying to make is a much larger sea trap. It also works on currents. So we're here in the lab, we're surrounded by water. This is Langstone Harbour. On this side of us, we've just got surrounded by land, but on that side of us is where the whole harbour empties out into the sea. So we get really strong currents there, because we have the whole harbour filling and emptying. So we wanted to have a trap, one facing each way, so as the current goes in and out, all of the plastic gets dragged into that net.
Shanelle also did a big piece about living plastic free at Christmas in the event yesterday, and it was a really good talk, and she did really well. Apparently she was the best at the event, I got told. And yeah, so could you just tell us a bit about what plastics you hate most at Christmas?
Yeah, who told you I was the best? Was it my mum? Probably my mum. No, she wasn't there. It was definitely the best talk. Yeah, so my main bugbears for Christmas are buying things for people for no reason. Yeah. Sometimes you just buy people a gift because you feel you need to give them a gift, when I think just showing someone you care is enough in lots of different ways. Wrapping paper is a big bugbear of mine because most wrapping paper is non-recyclable. And we have recyclable alternatives. You can use brown paper instead. It doesn't have to look festive and Christmassy. It's going to get torn up and it goes straight to the recycling centre. Our recycling centres in the UK, their waste doubles in January compared to December, and most of it is bags of wrapping paper that covered a gift for about 48 hours. And it's non-recyclable anyway, so what is the point? So yeah, wrapping paper is a big one for me. And just generally the whole pressure that the only way to show someone you love them is by buying them something. Yeah. So I'm running a campaign at the moment. I've asked my friends and family not to get me any more stuff. I like my stuff. Yeah, I've got plenty of it. I don't need any more stuff. If I want something, I will buy it for myself, and I'll buy something quality that I know I like. So I've asked them to donate some time instead. Yeah. So we have this More Time, Less Stuff campaign, which is their Christmas present to me, where don't buy anything, instead spend some time doing a litter pick or baking some cookies instead of buying them in a plastic packet, and just add up your time, and that'll be my Christmas present, like 18 hours of time from my family.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm doing it as well.
You're going to do it as well, yeah. You've already done a little bit.
Yeah,
You've done a little bit.
Yes. So do you think that your nephews will understand that you're giving less stuff this year, or will they just think that you're being tight?
No, well, I'm very fortunate. My nephews, they've sort of grown up with me they know I'm a scientist, they've been to the lab. Yeah. I do a lot of outreach in schools, and I test my talks on them for the age group, just to make sure it's age appropriate. And they care about me because we're family. Yeah. And like I said, people care about things that you care about, so they beach clean, only when I'm around, because they know that it makes me happy, and they know that the litter makes me sad. So they're getting a reusable water bottle from me. Aww. And they're going to be happy with that because they know that the sustainability pros of having a reusable water bottle. Also, it's got their name on it, so they're going to like it anyway. And I've filled it with pick and mix. So yeah, they're going to be fine. They understand because they know it's important to me.
What advice would you give to everybody else? What they could give up at Christmas or change, like small changes?
Small changes, I'd just say overbuying of food is a big one. Yeah. This is something that we do every single year, and we waste so much of our food. You know how much you can eat. You do it all year, cooking for yourself, being not so wasteful. Yeah. So why at Christmas do you have to suddenly waste so much food? There are a lot of ways to reduce your plastic waste when you are doing your food shops. Make sure you take your own bags when you do your shopping. Buy loose instead of big bulk packets where you're probably getting 6 when you only need 3 anyway, and you're paying for stuff you don't need. Again, the wrapping paper. Yeah. I'm sorry to keep going on about it, but wrapping paper. And if you can switch to some eco-friendly gifts that are useful for your family and friends. So if you have family and friends that like jewellery, buy some jewellery for a good cause. So like 4 Ocean bracelets. These are a great gift. They're pretty and they're made of glass and plastic pulled from the sea, and every one you buy, it takes a pound of rubbish from the ocean. And there's lots of charities like Surfers Against Sewage that have a whole jewellery range for things that are shiny. So if you know people who like jewellery, you also get a warm fuzzy feeling inside. And things like beeswax wraps are a great gift for people because they've got lots of great alternatives to cling film. You can use it to cover things and wrap up your food, and you can even wrap up your gifts in a beeswax wrap. You can make them yourself. They cost about 2p each. So just lots of little things like that just make up a more sustainable Christmas when you do it as a collective.
So I didn't know Shanelle before I met her on Instagram, and she's let me stay at house this weekend. So she's amazing, and she does an amazing job. So follow her on Instagram and check out a plastic-free blog. And also, if you want to do give some time at Christmas, make sure you tag her in your stories and your posts. So thank you, Shanelle.
Thank you.
Bye.